Impossible de se connecter. Pourquoi impossible de se connecter, se reconnecter? Alors, ok, ok. Hello there. Is there anybody? I don't see any. Let me see if I can see the chat. Chat. Okay. Okay. So do you hear me? Do you see me? Is there anybody who's there? Ah, okay. Just try to get. Oh, yes, I see some of you. Hello, Diana. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Natasha. Hello, hello. Good, 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 good. Hello, Kathy. So, okay. Seems 14-person. Hello, Irene. Hello, small picture. So let me turn if it's good. Do you see something better like that? But myself, I see nothing. It asked me to turn my camera. You can hear me and you can see me. That's fantastic. But it's a kind of test I do with you because I've never done that. I've just done those two live streaming here for a corporate for a company. So I said, as I'm here, I'm going to try to make a live streaming with you, and at least I'm going to try to make something nice, which is the Mont Saint-Michel. But the thing, I'm not 100% sure how it's work on YouTube, because right now, to try to turn my camera to make it landscape, if you start in portrait mode, you need to stay in it. Okay. So does it mean I need to restart in landscape? Does it mean that I should do that? Apparently, you have to set it on landscape before you start. Ah, okay. That's why, because I try, as I used to be, to turn my camera to landscape mode, but it says you can be in landscape mode. Okay, I have to restart in landscape. So, okay, I'm going to, so it means I have to stop it and to restart it. We need a new, if it's in a new link, that's going to be a trouble. That might mean you need to go live another link. Sorry. I'm disturbing people who wants to go inside. Pleasure. Hello. Hello. That's a private entrance to go to the abbey. Look, I'm going to. So you can't see. Well, let me show you. We are going to follow the nuns and the monk, and we are going to see in the abbey. Have a good day. Always something happened live with me, no? I was sitting on the staircase, and there is a nun and a monk from the abbey who just arrived, and they just wanted to pass by the door that I was blocking. We stay on this and another page, so you need to restart. I can share the new link. I just worry to restart and to not to be able to catch you back. And if some people arrive late, they may not find the new link. Do you mind if we stay like that for this one? Because I just worry that that people arriving late are going to arrive to a link which is not working. Do you mind that, all of you? Even if the image is not perfectly what it should be. Okay, so thank you for that, because I just worry. I would have made some other try, before going making it more professional. I'm so used about. Okay, thank you for that, because I'm so used to have some easy way to make the streaming that now that I'm doing by myself, have to find out a different option, and I'm not a very good tech person. So of course it's difficult. So let me show you where we are. So you know where we are now. We're at Mont Saint-Michel, and you can hear in my AirPod it's very windy. So it hasn't changed since last time we came. Always windy here. And we see we're at the top of the mountain, and we're going to go down together. And you see there, over there. So let me see if I can zoom. Oh, I can zoom, perfect. So you see over there, you've got the river, the Quenon, which is splitting Normandy and Brittany. So on the left side, you've got Normandy. On the right side, you've got Brittany. And as you see, the river is going a little bit on the left side of the mount. So that's why we are in Normandy and not in Brittany, which is totally unfair for a Brit person to imagine that it's just due about these Norman people who just, I'm sure they have came by night. They must have dig a little bit, the sun to make the river turn the wrong way. Because you see, there is also another way here. And, it could have turned that way, but these Normans, they stole from the Mont Saint-Michel. Anyway, so and I was there before with the tour for the corporate tour. That's so funny. During the tour, there was somebody who was eating a sandwich. A lady was eating a sandwich, and these little stealers that are you see the seagulls. A seagull came and jumped to the lady, and she took with her beak the sandwich that the lady was eating, and she flew with it. That was so funny. The lady was so frightened, because when the seagull have got the wings which are hello, Audrey, when the seagulls have got the wings which are open, it's quite big. That was so funny to see that. These seagulls, my friends are there. You know how much I speak so good seagulls. That's the new bridge, and at the sun, and people have to walk. No, 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 no. Wow, no, no, no. The new bridge stop here, right here, and over there, you see, there is the little shuttle bus. So you see, there is a shuttle bus that I will take later on. Maybe I will take it with you. The shuttle bus arrive from all over there. It's 5 minutes by the shuttle bus. You see, it's arrived from all over there, and over there is a kind of little village parking, and the shuttle bus do that, but you can do by walking if you want. And then from there, the last meters, if I can say, but it's not a lot, are done by feet. So let's go in the village, and let's discover for the first time the mount from the top to the down, because usually all my visits I was doing the mount from the bottom to the top, and today I do from the top to the bottom. Of course it's spring already, but the month is not completely. The flowers in the month are not all in blossom, because especially the rose will come more in June. But we still have got do have already some flowers, which make the month, of course, a beautiful place to be. So we are just above the village. You see, the village is just underneath us, as you can see, and we are just passing on the rampart. You see, this is the rampart, because never forget the mount is a fortified place, and so we pass by the rampart. On my left side there is the abbey, and on my right side the village and the bay, the famous bay from the Mont Saint-Michel. And that is really interesting, because when you visit the Mont Saint-Michel, you can visit three ways. The first way fourth way, let's say fourth way. First way, you come for the gastronomy. So you love these green meadows which are over there, because these green meadows are salty, because when the sea is here, the sea is going to cover the meadows, and when the sea is leaving, the sea is leaving little piece of salt, and so the grass is salty, and so when the lamb eat, or the sheep eat the grass, they get a salty and very tasty how can I say, flesh. And so when you eat that, it's absolutely delicious. So this is one part of the gastronomy. The two other is, of course, the famous biscuit. This is called the sablé, and of course the omelette, the eggs omelette of Poulard, but we will see that later on. Then we can have a visit of the Mount as the Middle Age, medieval architecture, because all the houses in the Mount are dating from the Middle Age to the 18th centuries. The lamp shops are pre-season. Absolutely, you don't need to add anything. And so we can have a view of the Mont Saint-Michel as a medieval city. Of course, we can have it also as a religious, because the Mont Saint-Michel has got three levels in religion. First, in the 700s, there is a monk which arrived here, which is named Aubert, and that monk created a little chapel and a little sanctuary, dedicated later on to Saint-Michel. After that, we built a church. The church is named Saint Peter, and the church has is still there today. And I will go inside to show you the sanctuary of Saint Michael, the Archangel Saint Michael, and we can speak, of course, about the abbey that we will speak later on. But here also, what is interesting? Oh, there is two knights over there. The kids love that, you know. Look at that. Look at that. Fantastic knights. And oh, she has got a sword, and she has got oh la la, she's so dangerous. I think. I know she's attacking people. Oh my god! Happily, she didn't saw me. Of course, the kids love to come here and to play because you know it's like a playground, a natural playground where you can feel being a princess or stone. The stone are the mound by itself, which are granite, and then above that stone, you see the human being have built the abbey, which is just above our head. This is very interesting to see how the natural stones and the human being stone are totally imbricated. The people built the house and the months above. Yes, absolutely. And so the people built the mount really on the stone of it. So so we can, as I say, we can speak about the view, the religious point of view, but we also can speak about the military stuff, because the month has been disputed in between uh, Normandy and Brittany, and of course the allies of both of them, meaning England and Kingdom of France. And the month has been turning from England to Normand, France to Brittany, and always, you know, by huge fighting. And so we can also see all the defensive and medieval defensive part of the month. You see, for instance, over there is a tower where the people are standing. I'm just going to zoom on it. And you see, this is one of the defensive tower of the month. The month is completely surrounded by wall, exactly like Saint-Malo, you know, or like Carcassonne. It's a middle-age defensive city. And I was working on one of these ramparts, which were protecting the month from the invasion. If we speak now a little bit about the abbey, so the religious part of the month, which is above my head, the abbey has been created to welcome monks and nuns, but, and that's very important, at the revolutionary time, so in 1790 precisely, they push away all the religious people from the month, from the abbey, and they change the abbey. They turn the abbey not anymore into a place of religion, but into a jail. Can you imagine that? The abbey was a state jail, and it stayed for a state jail for more than 100 years. And that's where the people, a bit like Alcatraz, you know, in America, because it was an island, so very difficult for the people to escape from. And it's still like that to the end of the 19th century. And it's only in the 19th century that we are going to decide to close the jail and to renovate and to reopen uh, the um, the abbey. And nowadays we've got a community of monks and nuns. Oh, well, they are living together, but they are not together. Okay, don't make me say what I haven't said. So they are living together. There is something like 20 monks and nuns which are living there, which are from the Fraternity of Jerusalem. And so they are. You saw them when I turned my video. You see the monk were in black and the lady were in blue and white, and which are living in the abbey, which is just right here. So in the abbey nowadays, you still find uh, all part of the abbey, which is not at all hosted, if I can say, because there is people which are not living inside this part where you can visit, like for instance some of the old chapel or the old refectory or that kind of things. But you also can see the place with a big church, which is still in use, and every day you can go if you want to have an office with the monk and the nuns, because they go to the main church and they do go there and they sing. So if you are an early bird, you go there by 7 a.m. and you are going to have got what we call the load. And then if you go by the midday, you're going to have got the midday by 12, you are going to have got the main office. And if you go to the evening, you will have the vapor, which is the office of the evening. They don't do the night one. Lazy them. They still sleeping during the night. And so you still can go there. So it's really in a religious part. And if you come as a pilgrim, you are going to be welcome in this house, which is the house of the pilgrim. Sorry, I passed the wrong house, the wrong door. That one I meant. You see, which is called le logis les étoiles. So the host, the stars. And you see here it's written House of the Pilgrim, Maison du Pèlerin. So you ring the bell, and the door open, and they say, "Can I sleep here for the night? I'm a pilgrim, and this is my notebook where you can put a stamp in it." And then you are on your way as a good Christian pilgrim. And if you sleep in the house, of course, it's like a dormitory, so it's going to cost you just maybe €5, something like that. But it's very, very friendly and very nice. You are going to have got a kind of a light supper, mainly a soup and that kind of thing. And you are going to share time with other people, other pilgrims coming from all over the world. So now we go down. Sorry, I have got a bad cough. And we go down by the village. And in the village, all the house, and that's absolutely fantastic, all the house have been completely maintained and restored. Meaning, sorry for my cough. So meaning that we are really like if we are in a travel time machine, because we travel back in time and we come from the 13th centuries to the 17th centuries, where we're going to find all the houses exactly like they were. They have been renovated, some stones have been changed, but the renovation is exactly a replica when it's done, to keep the house as it was and to keep the atmosphere of the old village. The good point when we come at the time being, which is, I mean, the time now, is there is very few people. And if you come in the mid-afternoon, it's crowded. Like if you take the underground at 5 p.m., it's absolutely crowded. But if you come at this time being, in fact, you see, it's not too crowded. The shops are closing down more or less, and just a couple of visitors, which is much nicer because you can feel much more the atmosphere of the old village than you could feel if you come in the mid-afternoon. So we are in the village. We are going down by the street, and here there is a little church called Saint Peter, Church Saint Peter, where you are welcome. If you came with me the night where there was the storm and the hells were falling on my head, I took refuge. I took a refuge in that church. I don't know if you remember that. And that church is named Saint Peter. And you see here Joan of Arc. And I just want to show you in the church. It's not too bad. I just want to show you the sanctuary of Saint-Michel. I'm not speaking loudly because it's a church. So I hope the signal is not too bad. People are here for praying, so I don't want to disturb the prayer. It's a fabulous work, which is all in wood from the 17th centuries here, and a silver archangel. I don't stay long, I don't want to disturb the people which are praying here. And I don't speak loud, not to disturb. When I go to a church, you remember my church tour, always being respectful. And here, it's not because it's very touristic that I must be less respectful. Oh yes, very different in daylight. and do the sailing like a boat. So we carry on our visit. We still go down, and today the staircases are less slippery than it was. Is the image is good, not too blurry? From my point of view, it's perfect, but I don't know if from your point of view it's good. It works good? Cool, Lily. But that's quite simple for me. Just I need to find out to make it a landscape. But a part of that, well, in fact, here it's not bad either that I'm that's vertical, because to show you all the house, it's quite good. And remember also in the Mont Saint-Michel, which is very interesting, is some of the house have got, what the wood beam outside. You see, very very typical from the Middle Age architecture, all the wood beams. But they also have got here, which is very specific from the mount and this area. They have got the slat in wood. You see, and so the whole roof on the whole house is covered by slat in wood. Why? And in fact, they have got four layers of slat. I don't know if you can see here. You see, one, two, three, four. So it's four slats, one in above the other one, to protect the wall from the weather and the humidity. And then you have to clean the first one, and that is the best protection, in fact, for the humidity. I prefer landscape to take up the whole screen. Yes, I understand that, Lily. I'm just sorry I didn't figure that out, and I thought it was just I just could turn my camera like I did on uh, on Here You Go, so I didn't realize it was something different. Other guys are using an app called Streamlab to YouTube. In all cases, it's given a perfect pictures. Okay, Diane. Oh, I know Streamlab because when I was on Beams, I was using Streamlab. I have got it on my computer. I was using Streamlab for doing the webinar from home. Yeah, so I will check that. So anyway, we go down the village. Also, what is very nice in the village, as I said, it's like if we are in a movie, or if we are just traveling in the time, and it's because what is interesting, it's also you have got all the post, how you call that, post information. I don't know how you can call that. Where it gives you the name. Yes, thank you. Yeah, absolutely, Catherine. And it's the image with the where you've got the name of the shop, and so all these image. Hello. He wanted to say hello to us, so we say hello to him. The rest of the family is passing now. I can't think what it's called. Yes, post sign. That's good. Yes, thank you, Lily. So you see, you have to imagine that in the Middle Age there was the name of the street, but there was no numbers in the street. So it means when somebody wanted to look for something, he was asking by the stand post of the shop. And so, for instance, this one is not very beautiful. So here you can see also the light, like in the Middle Age. In the Middle Age, it was a candle. After that, it becomes gas, and now, of course, it's electricity. So this place, the people were thinking, I go to the tripo, and so the tripo in the street, and so the person could bring you there. What is also very interesting is it gives you really the size of the Middle Age street. Like when I do the tour in Paris in the Latin Quarter, you can see by that how difficult it was in the Middle Age, because you are walking in a very narrow street. Don't forget, in the Middle Age, so the pedestrians were walking the street, but not only pedestrian. Nowadays, it's just for pedestrians. But in the Middle Age, you also have got all the garbages which were on the floor. Nowadays, they put, they have got a garbage box where you can put them. But in the Middle Age, it was all in the floor. Then, of course, you've got the animals. Now the animals are not in the street, but in the Middle Age they were, pigs. cats, dogs, cows, I mean, all the animals. Then also in the Middle Age, you had the people with horses on the carriage. So you can imagine it was such a dangerous place and such a nightmare for the pedestrian to walk in the streets. The streets were very, very narrow. And they invented in the Middle Age a type of architecture that I don't know how to say in English. So, sorry, signpost. Thank you, Gal. Um, so, which is named encorbellement. That's a very difficult word to say in English. I don't know how to say it. Encorbellement. It's a house which are like a staircase house, meaning the ground floor is a little bit more narrow than the first floor, which is a little bit more above up the street. Then the third floor, second floor a little bit more, the third floor even a little bit more. So it's made like a staircase, it's made like tack, 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 like that. So like that, you enlarge the street in the ground floor, and then you put it narrow, and so you have more space at the top floor. But of course, you have to limit that at a certain position. A part of that, the house from both sides of the street are going to touch each other. Yeah, the lamp are nice, but also the signpost. You see here the white cross, for instance. So the house here was named the house at the white cross, and just behind you've got the light. And you see this house, so the like terrace house, if I could say, jetted. That the name, Alexa? You mean the encorbellement, the house which are like a staircase? It's called jetted, or jetted is something linked to the lamps, Alexa. Just for me to know. Anyway, you're going to understand. You're going to understand the house by themselves. Okay, thank you. So jetted. You see, you've got one here, for instance. Uh, so you see the ground floor. Then the first floor is a little bit like 50 centimeters. So 50 centimeters. That's well in wow. Let's say 1 feet, something like that, a little bit more above. Then you go up again a little bit more in the street, and then a little bit more in the street. So you see, it's like a staircase. So like that, the house could have more space inside and less space taken in the street. Is where each upper floor project out. Absolutely. Thank you, Alexa. Ah, cobalt. Okay. So cobalt, Diane, is so I don't know if the difference, because what we call a cobalt house with a wood beam outside, and so encorbellement, so maybe encorbellement, so very, anyway, I don't know the technical word, but you see that's what I mean. So you see here I'm underneath, or you can see here, you see the house. More you go up, more of the floor are outside. Hello, Natalie. I haven't seen you were there. Happy to see you. And you see, it's a playground for the kids, because not only for the kids, because this is not kids, but you see, you can go up and down by the rampart, by the city, and it's a nightmare for the parents if they lose their kids, because you if you want to make a joke to your parents, you just come here, you start running quicker than your parents, faster than your parents, and then after that, you are sure you are going to lose them because there are streets everywhere, which is a nightmare. So, but on the other hand, it's such a fun for the kids to do that to the parents. So we arrive now at the end of the village. Oh, it's very, very windy here. And so we are going to see now a little bit more the military part, how the mountain was defended. And we are going to pass, of course, by also the Mère Poulard restaurant to see the famous omelette. And you see, if you go above, you've got the Abbey, which is at the top. And that's the street we have been taking. Just come back a couple of seconds to show you how the street is long. And also, you don't see that it's steep. You see, it's very nice from here too. I'm sure, I assume that Catherine is going to make a nice sketch from that. You lost me, you lost me, or you lost your kid? What, what is different? About the omelette. Ah, okay. So Annette Poulard, that was the 20th century, so in 1900. So Annette Poulard committed a mistake when she was cooking the omelette, and that mistake made a recipe. I'm going to tell you the mistake she made and what the recipe is so famous nowadays. But you can see you can walk every time. You can take staircase to go to the rampart. That's what we did at the origin. And here it's interesting. I just wanted to show you. This is the entrance door of the city. So meaning, if you were inside this wall, you were protected. And if you wanted to attack the city, you have to pass 3 gates before entering the city, which was nearly impossible. Look at the doors. They were covered by metal, very thick piece of wood, covered, you see, by metals to avoid to receive arrows with, for instance, a fire to try to burn the door. So then you've got here a little place you could open to check who was coming. And here you've got a metal fence which was falling down. And here you've got also a bridge, which was a lift bridge. And then around it, you've got a moat. You see here you had a moat where the water was passing. Now you have got a passage, but of course at the origin, you didn't have the passage. So of course, first to arrive here, to enter the city, if you were an opponent and if you are trying to attack the city, you see you have to pass by these doors, which are quite difficult. But to arrive here, before that, you had 2 of the doors. We're going to see them. But first, just stop by the Mère Poulard, which is here, the famous Mère Poulard restaurant. So what is the omelette? In fact, she was cooking the omelette into a pan directly in the fire, and she forgot the omelette. So what happened? As she forgot the omelette gets a little bit burned by the inside. You see, the part underneath was a little bit burnt, but the top of it wasn't cooked. And what she did, she turned it like a crepe. You know, she just turned it, twisted it in two, and so the inside of the omelette is very how can I say in French we say baveuse. Let me see how they translate that in English. They call it fluffy, just call it fluffy, and yeah, just call it fluffy. So you see, it was fluffy, and the inside is not very cooked. So due to that, you have got two texture. You've got something which is a bit dry because it's overcooked, and you've got something which is nearly not cooked, and that's make the whole recipe, and that's make the whole success. And the success make it now very expensive because here you're going to pay something like 30-35 euro to be able to buy such an omelette, which is quite a lot. And at the entrance of the restaurant, and you see it hasn't changed in the origin. You've got the place here where the person are matching the eggs. You see, taking the butter. Oh, ooh, lots of butter. This is butter pot. That's butter pot, and you see he puts the butter into the frying pan. This is all frying pan in the oven. You see, a large piece of butter, and then he's going to have the egg in these big bowls. Absolutely, Lily. And then, so you see, they haven't changed at all the recipe um, for more than 100 years. And you see, it's cooked into the fire. And it's a wood fire. So now to go out of the city, you see, we're going to pass by another door. So that's what I meant. If you are an opponent, you see, you have to open another door, which is not easy because if you arrive here, you pass that door and you think you are inside. Not at all. You have to go by the other little fortress. So here you are going to receive some arrows and some stones and things like that. And when you try to enter the first part of the city, you pass that door and you arrive into a little square where you are completely, in fact, surrounded by walls and by where the soldiers could attack you. So you see, it was very difficult to attack the mount because the mount was completely protected. On our side, we were not there, but we were even higher place. And now we're going to go out of the mount itself, of the village itself, to have a view, of course, on the Mont Saint-Michel from the whole vision because we are going to go by the bay and we are going to leave the village to be able to see the whole location, which is absolutely gorgeous. So you see the sun, I mean, the sky is not perfectly blue, nor uh, completely dark. So the light is good enough to have a perfect view on the mount. This is my bucket list place to go to have to seeing it National Geographic map. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so absolutely fantastic place to come. You know, you can come here. Yes, you remember that, Lily? That was terrible. That the place I just passed now, like if I was walking in my bedroom, but that night, you know, I was walking in hell. And you know, you can come here from Paris by train, and the train is going to bring you to Pont-Tombe, which is a village somewhere over there, and then there is a bus coming here. So it's quite easy to come from Paris to do it. Of course, we can go with a tour operator, and they're going to do a day tour. Quite often, they just try to mix Mont Saint-Michel and Saint-Malo. So you do half day Mont Saint-Michel, half day Saint-Malo, and you leave early and come back late in the evening. That tour operator do that by big bus, sorry. So that's quite easy and simple to do. Or of course, you can go by Paris by car and with a tour guide, and that they can do it. Yes, that's I remember. You know, I passed here, and when I was walking here, you were not with me anymore. But myself, I walk here, and I had got the water, which was coming from that, the tide, you know, coming from that, and coming from there. So I wasn't right in the middle, and on my boots, I was receiving the wave on my boots. You know, even I have got sailing boots. You know, it was pushing me, and I was doing zoom, zoom, and I was walking, and there was no light. It was such a dark night, and that was, oh my God, that was terrible. So now we are on the bridge built by the human to be able to link the mount to the earth. And so if I turn my gimbal now, of course, that's what you are waiting for. Oh, maybe I'm not going to show it to you. Maybe I'm going to be a bad boy. I love to be a bad boy, really. Anyway, so let's discover bit by bit. So here you see the fortress, with the French flag, even though. Oh yes, and next to, we should have a British flag, but we don't have. We have got a Norman flag. Oh my God, this is the Norman flag. Yes, Norman means Northmen, the Northmen, so coming from the Viking, in fact. So normally we should have a black and white flag. The Gwen Ardou, our flag from Brittany, and of course, if I zoom out, you are going to see. Oh yes, here it is, the month. Oh look, it's a bit of tragic pictures tonight because there is a big black. Oh, it's beautiful light, in fact, because you've got some dark clouds and a little bit of blue by the spire, which is absolutely gorgeous light. Ah, yes, Christine, I'm sure that many people have got known man origin. Beautiful, no? So and you see, this is an island because when the tide is very high, you know, it goes and covered all that. So even though you've got a bridge, the one which were with me that night, remember that, but a bridge, yes, but no bridge that night. It was completely covered by the water and had to wait. So of course you can walk from here to the land, but there is nobody walking at that time. Just people are just standing by the sand. You see here, because here you can go by the sun, but if you go a little bit more, you can cross during the time. But now the sea is coming back, so it's too dangerous because if you start crossing now, you can be stuck into the sand. Let's see, and if you are stuck into the sand with the high speed arriving of the sea, you are going to be completely. I mean, you are going to be in a real danger, and you can even die. I can't imagine the worker doing that. You know, they have to bring. They, they built a kind of elevator. Wow. And you see here, the elevator is here. You see, you've got here that line. You see here, there is a hole over there. So here there's a huge wood wheel that you turn into the wheel like a guinea pig. And if you turn, there is a kind of sledge. This is the black thing that you see at the top, and you leave the sledge going down, then it goes up here, and from here you can put some goods and foods and whatever, and then to pull the sledge to the abbey. So that was to bring food to the abbey, but for the rest of it, you know, you have to come by a human hands. So I'm going to take the little shuttle which is over there because I have to go back to the land to take my car and to drive back to Paris. So I hope uh, this first video with you has been nice. Uh, I'm going to try to fix some solution. I have been so busy, you know, with the walking tour in Paris, which is my job to be a tour guide in Paris, and I have been busy for 3 days, so I didn't jump into finding a solution. So I'm going to find a solution, and I'm going to propose you, or I think, couples of options to be able to see me. Have been doing some tour with the World Virtual Tour. I've done 2 of them. And I'm doing 2 more in May and 2 more in June. Not too much, but it was quite good. And also, I'm thinking to work with another company that I know the man for a long time, and I'm going to see if it's work for me, and put that on my anyway. We put all my things on my wife platform, connecting you so that you can see everything. So, you know, it's just a try. I see. So first, if you could give me back, if you don't mind, you can give me back a feedback by email or by whatever. So just to give me that was good, that wasn't good. You should improve that. You should do that. Some of my colleagues say it's better by Zoom. Some say it's better by Facebook. To be honest, I'm not a tech man and I don't exactly know what is the best. Yes, Hilary, absolutely. We meet us together. That's good. So, my dear friend, thank you for the coffee. Yes, I put a link, buy me a coffee, because that's also what my colleague told me to do. Because, you know, I'm not such a good person for that, but I'm sure you found it, and I'm sure you will be able to do anything. So, thank you for that. And Streamlabs would be better, I think. Okay, lady, I'm going to check that. You know, I'm so sorry because I'm so busy by working in the street with people from morning to evening that sometimes I don't have enough time to prepare some solution. But I'm going to work it out. Also, I'm working something with Catherine. I hope it will be a good surprise. Anyway, my dear friends, take a great care of yourself and don't forget to follow the YouTube channel and say to your friends to come because you know I think it will be easier also if I've got more than 1,000 followers because I could do better from the YouTube and I'm putting all the tour that had from not all but I put a lot of tours that had from Higo on the YouTube channel. So thank you so much for having with me today. You've got the month, you've got me. What else? How you been? Okay, great, Audrey. Oh, the shuttle is leaving. Hey, shuttle. The shuttle is leaving, so I have to make the next one. So if you want to wait with me, the next shuttle, not to leave me alone in the winter. It's difficult, you know, because I'm not. I'm trying to do things, but I'm not. I don't want to have got the good way to communicate and do things because, as I say, I'm already so busy by the other things that sometimes I miss communication or things like that. But I hope it will do. So I show you where we are now. Let's see if I turn the gimbal. And the shuttle bus is coming. Oh, it's not cold, but it's very windy. So, dear friends, thank you so much for being with me, and please give me some feedback. Uh, I will appreciate your feedback on your advice for improving. Bonsoir, merci, au revoir, à bientôt, je vous embrasse. Bye bye. I don't know how to shut. It's here. Bye bye. Great. Thank you. Bye bye.